touchdown. She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop playing! Stop playing!
He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
Good evening and welcome to Castle Field on a cloudy, humid night. Here, the 5th of July, Steve Thompson, Pete Hayes. It is Andover visiting Anoka tonight. And even though it looks like it's going to rain, we've heard no threat of rain for the ball game tonight, Pete.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here right now. It was a warm one this afternoon, but this evening we have a slight breeze blowing out to right field, but it's comfortable and we're ready for a good baseball game.
And you see the Anoka starter tonight, left-hander Austin Lang, and a little bit about Lang, Pete.
Yeah, Lang's a left-hander. He's been a varsity pitcher for Anoka and Legion player for the last 2 years. Just played in the All-Star Series and is going to Augsburg next year as a pitcher and a hitter. So he can do a little bit of both. Left-hander, crafty, nice pitcher for Anoka.
All right, here is Andover tonight. Kelly Fogarty and Eckes, Richards, Belisle, and Perry, and then it's Kirshner, Schrempfer, and Rowe. And we do have a change in that Andover lineup. Wearing number 8, it will be Jacob Daschel, and he'll be playing in left field. So Jacob Daschel playing in left, wearing number 8 in that spot. So we're just about ready to go. Andover 7-4, Anoka 9-6. And Patty Kelly digs in, and he is playing at shortstop for Andover against Lang. And we'll set the Anoka D in a moment. First pitch of the game outside, skips back to the screen, 1-0. Here is Anoka defensively around the infield. Torgerson, Deutschman, Pakta, and Chapman over at first. McGonigal behind the plate, Lang on the mound. In the outfield, left to right, it is Anderson, Chell, and Colbert.
Yeah, Lang falling behind the leadoff hitter right here. You don't want to put him on with a walk, that's for sure. You always want that leadoff guy to earn his way on.
And there's one. And that catches his own now, 2-1 to Patty Kelly. 432 on the year. Kelly leading off. 37 at bats. Once again, 432 on the season for Kelly.
Yeah, Patty Kelly had a good varsity season for Andover, too. He was one of their leading hitters. Remember seeing him last year in the Legion squad also.
Andover made it all the way to the state tournament and then struggled in the state tournament this year. There is one call or a strike, and now 3-2 to the leadoff hitter for Andover in the ball game tonight. Once again, very humid all day today, a busy day here at Castle Field. And Kelly gets a leadoff walk, and that's not the way Anoka wants to start, not the way Austin Lang wants to start.
No, that's for sure. New mound out there here at Castle Field. It's a beautiful mound. Put some money into the mound and home plate, but it might take some getting used to by Lang out there.
Yeah, and there was a story about it, a complete rebuild. Tore it down, rebuilt it from the ground up, literally. There's one down in the dirt. Ball 1 to Keegan Fogarty, 261 on the year, the center fielder for Andover.
Yeah, you always want to get ahead, Steve, of these hitters, and Lang's falling behind the first 2 hitters, so advantage goes to the hitter after you get behind.
Fogarty is 6 hits, 5 singles so far this year, and there's one outside. 2-0 now the count to the number 2 hitter in the Andover order. Mason Eckes waiting on deck. He's playing at third base today. Andover in black visiting here at Castle Field. Lights are on. And that one skips outside now, 3-0.
Yeah, looks like we lost our signal. Yeah, I'm looking around to see if we tripped anything. I don't think we did.
No. There's a strike.
We got no signal.
3-1 to Fogarty. Swing and a miss. Now 3-2. Runner at first, Kelly had the leadoff walk, and now battling back is Lang 3-2. So he struggled with his controls so far. The wind blowing out of the north. Once again, very humid from third base out toward right field. Here's one toward third, gobbled up there by Torgerson, over to first. Dug out of the dirt. Now the runner tries to get over to third. That skips around. The runner's going to be in safe. So Chapman dug it out of the dirt. Fogarty retired 5-3, but on the play, Kelly goes all the way to third and wasn't able to advance any further than that.
Yeah, Kelly was running on the pitch. 3-2 count. Good pitch to run on with nobody out here in the first inning. Otherwise, it would have been a tailor-made double play ball for Anoka. Torgerson made the throw. Chapman dug it out, but then kind of bobbled the ball, picked it up just in time to get the out. But the throw to third was late, and Andover's in scoring position here early.
And an error on the board on that one, allowing the runner to get to third. Here's the pitch by Lang. And that one misses outside, ball one. Mason Eckes, the batter, playing at third base tonight, batting third in the Andover lineup. One out and a runner at third, and the pitch. There's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Anoka playing the infield back here. Too early to bring him up. If you give up a run, hopefully you're able to score at least one in the game. So they're keeping their infield back.
So the walk has made it all the way to third. Here's one on the ground. Deutschman tries to backhand it. It goes through into left field. And Andover is on the board 1-0. That'll probably go as an E6. Second error in the inning on Anoka. And now a runner at first, one run in. And that'll bring up Nick Richards to the plate.
Yeah, that's one Deutschman should have had right there. Went to his backhand, which we practice over and over again. And Jake is kind of kicking himself on that. The run would have scored, but instead there's a runner on first base with just one out.
So here's Richards playing over at first base, batting .325 on the year. So Andover, a walk, 2 Anoka errors, and have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Now Lang's going to try and battle back way outside. That's stabbed by McGonigal. He had to come way out of his crouch to grab that one in the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, errors and walks will kill you, and Anoka has a couple errors and a walk already here in the first inning, and that puts him down by one.
Throw behind the runner, and that runner will get back, and that is Eckes. And the batter Richards now in a 1-2 hole. Lang had a little pop on that fastball.
Yeah, McGonigal had a little pop, throwing it down to first base for Anoka. He's not afraid to unleash from the catcher position.
Here's one hit in the air in the gap in right center field. It's down for a hit, rolls toward the warning track. That'll be a stand-up double, and the lead runner, Eckes, is going to check into third. That is a one-out double, and Andover, with their first hit of the inning, a double to the gap in right center off the batter Richards.
Yeah, nice job in the outfield by Anoka to get it in, hitting that cutoff from letting another run score there for Andover. But Andover's threatening early, and Anoka's bringing that infield up now.
Here's Caden Belial batting .290, catching for Andover. There is one down at the feet. He had to skip out of the way. Count 1-0. So trouble early for Anoka, and they do bring the infield in here. Everybody in on the edge of the infield grass. Lang delivers. That one smoked. That's down for a hit into left center field. Over to grab that is Anderson, trying to stretch it into a double, and getting in there safely is Belial. So a 2 RBI double for Belial. 3-0 Andover.
Yeah, good hustle out of the box there, by Caden Belial, the catcher for Andover. Belial's only a sophomore, so a big hit for him, putting Andover up 3-0 here early. So Austin's going to have to try to work his way out of it here and not get behind much more. That crooked number up on the board already.
And here's left fielder wearing number 8, Jacob Deischel, 286 on the year. One out, runner at second base. And there's one at the top of the zone, ball one. Near the letters, but the home plate umpire said just a little bit high. Trying to keep that runner close at second, and the pinch by Lang fouled out of play.
Yeah, good start here for Andover, especially with Anderson on the mound. He doesn't need a whole lot if he's on, that's for sure.
1-1 the count, 1 away, 3 in, 2 errors on the board, 2 Andover hits. There's one inside low, ball 2, 2-1.
Lang just can't get ahead of the hitters right now, and Andover's taking advantage of that. I want to try to strand that runner on second base here.
There's one way inside, gets away from the catcher, and that's going to allow the runner to move up. McGonigal couldn't find it right away. And moving down to third is Belial. So a tough start for Anoka here at home in this rivalry game with Andover. And now it's just limit the damage and get out of here and start swinging the bats. There's one high and outside and another walk.
Yeah, you hate seeing that. Now it puts him in a first and third situation here, and they'll have to decide whether they're going to try to throw this runner out or put some kind of play on for Anoka. But Lang's off to a rough start right now, and his team's defense has not been helping him out, that's for sure.
And Don Garlock out to visit with the entire infield and his pitcher. 2 walks, 2 hits, 2 errors in the inning for Anoka, and it's 3-0, and once again a runner at third base and just 1 out. And the batter is going to be Dylan Kirschner, the right fielder, 7th man to bat in the inning for Andover. Andover, a solid season, and Anoka off to a good start as well, and it goes quick in this American Legion season. Here by the end of the month, we're talking sections and state, and
yeah,
it's over in a hurry.
It sure is. Yeah, you're playing 25, 30 games in 6 weeks, and all of a sudden you're into the tournament. I know they got Gopher State coming up here this next weekend, so that's 4 or 5 games. So you need a lot of pitching, and you need a lot of kids.
And then before you know it, fall sports get underway. It goes really quick. Countdown to the fall sports season already. Soccer, and football, and volleyball, etc. All getting ready to crank it up here pretty quick. There's a strike from Lang. 0-1 now. Runner goes, and they'll just let him go. So a stolen base there.
Yeah, he had a pretty good jump, so it was a good thing to just go back to the pitcher because they weren't going to throw him out anyway.
Kirschner in right field tonight. Doesn't have a hit this year. Infield in again for Anoka. This one swung, he was right on it, right back to the screen, straight back, but 0-2. And Lang really needs a strikeout.
Yeah, he's up in the count right now, so he can go to one of his 3 different pitches.
There's one chopped off the plate toward the mound. Check of the runner back to third, throw to first. Good play by Lang to retire Kirschner. 1-3.
Yeah, that really was a nice play there by Austin Lang. It was kind of one of those tweeners back to the mound. Being a left-hander, he had to go to his backhand, but made a real nice play and a good throw over to first base. And now the infield for Anoka can go back with 2 outs. And this is a big out to get here early in the game.
And the pitch by Lang to Bryce Schrepfer, the DH. Schrepfer 286 on the season for Andover. Strike 1, now one up high, 1-1 the count. 2 away runners at second and third, and 3 in for Andover.
Well, it's important to get this third out, but it's also important to come with the 8 and 9 hitter coming up in the next inning. So big out here for Austin Lang. He does have a base open, though.
One down in the dirt, out 2-1. Nice stop by McGonigal. Probably saved a run as he slid to his right. Blocked that one.
Yeah, he's had a workout here.
2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And now Lang a pitch away from getting out of it. Not a big win, just a breeze, helping out on this humid night. 2-2, a swing and a miss. So Lang comes back, gets his first strikeout of the game. But damage done. Andover, 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 Anoka errors, and they leave 2 after a half inning. Andover leading Anoka 3-0. Steve Thompson, Pete Hayes here at Castle Field. Pete, you had a busy day. You've had a long day at the yard today.
Yeah, I'm coaching the VFW baseball team with Brian Baumstead, having a lot of fun. VFW, for you who don't know, that's the 10th graders. So being a varsity coach with Mr. Baumstead, we like to get a hold of those guys early for Shannon Blancett, and we're having a good year. We're 18-3, so we're doing well. It's a lot of fun, but man, it's a long day today.
Yeah, no doubt. Long day. You'll sleep well tonight.
I think I will.
All right, Anoka, Chell, McGonigal, Colbert, Gans, Deutschman, Anderson, Torgerson, Chapman, and Pakta. And, of course, Lang, the pitcher, not swinging the bat in the ball game tonight. Anoka 9-6 on the season. Once again, Chell, McGonigal, Colbert, Gans, Deutschman, Anderson, Torgerson, Chapman, Pakta for Anoka as they take on Colin Anderson, the Andover starter. Behind the plate, Caden Belisle, Eckes at third, Kelly at short, Rowe at second, Richards over at first, and then in the outfield, Daischel, Fogarty in center, and Kirschner in right. Andover wearing black. And we're just about ready to go with the bottom of the first, and let's see if Anoka can get some runs back.
You know, watching Anderson warm up here, looks like he has a real sharp breaking ball. Not a real big kid in status, but good hard fastball, and looks like a good breaking ball. Excited to watch him work tonight.
ERA under 4 so far in this Legion season. You say not a real big kid. And he delivers outside ball 1 to Chell. A little bit about Chell, a center fielder for Anoka.
Yeah, Chell has a lot of speed. He's a junior. He's been starting since his sophomore season. Kid who's not afraid to lay down a bunt, but if he puts the ball on the ground, he can run.
There's a strike at the letters, now 2-1. So Anderson, 2 bad ones, and comes back with a strike against Sawyer Chell, center fielder for Anoka. This one fouled out of play. I do not park in that lot by the ballpark. I park over by the hockey arena.
Well, I do, but I park way back. Way back.
Yeah, way out of the way. 2-2 pitch on the way from Anderson, swing and a miss. And he struck out Chell, 1 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Michael McGonigal.
Yeah, McGonigal's having a good year. Talked to him a little before the game, said he's batting about 500 and hit the ball well during the high school season too, so he's having a good 4 or 5 months here.
He'll dig in against Anderson, and the pitch. Curveball down low, ball 1, 1-0. Pulled the string on that one. Didn't fool McGonigal. 32 at bats, 15 hits, 12 singles, 3 doubles for McGonigal so far this season, now 1-1. Way up high, and to duck under that one.
Yeah, it's a big sweeping curveball, what we're seeing right now.
Two and one away, nobody aboard. Anoka, bottom of the first. There's one on the inside edge, 2-2.
Yeah, that one just caught the inside edge, caught the outside edge on the first strike.
There's called strike 3 at the letters, and McGonigal knew it.
Well,
Second
Anderson mixed that up, Steve, that's for sure. Saw a couple of big curveballs, couple of fastballs, 3 fastballs that found the corner all over the place for Anderson and Andover.
Right fielder Parker Colbert digs in, 2 away, nobody aboard, bottom of the first. Inside low, ball 1.
Yeah, Colbert having a good summer here for Anoka. A little bit of power, averages up there.
He's got a little pop as well, Anderson. Like I say, not a big kid, but can bring it. 2-0 pitch. This one hit in the air, down the right field line in foul territory. Over grabbing it is Richards, the first baseman. So Anoka goes 3 up, 3 down in the home half of inning number 1. And after 1, Andover leads at 3-0 here on QCTV.
Andover, Minnesota. 34.84 square miles and 33,000 strong. Home of the Huskies. Residing in the state where hockey is king, with a new battle for the crown each winter. 16 teams, 14 games, one ultimate dream. But in the end, only 2 teams reigned victorious in the state of hockey.
Skated out in the corner. Andover has won the state title.
Which makes Andover the city of champions.
Zinda takes the lead pass. They come in across Zinda. Shot. Rebounds. Your champion.
Steve Thompson, Pete Hayes from fabulous Castle Field on this Tuesday night, 4th of July weekend in the rear view mirror. It is humid, but really no threat of rain. As a matter of fact, we see some clearing behind us to the northwest. We go to the top of the second inning, and Andover will send 9-1-2 against Austin Lang, starting his second inning of work. And for Lang, it's simple: throw strikes. So here's Rowe, 250 on the year, playing at second base for Andover, leading the second. Leading off, inning number 2. 3 runs, 2 hits for Andover so far. Anoka, 2 errors, leading to that big number in inning number 1. And now 1-1. 1-1 to Rowe. Now inside and low. And it just seems like Lang's been fighting it a little bit tonight. 2-1 the count. Just hasn't been able to get into a rhythm. That one slapped to the screen. Now 2-2. 2-2 pitch on the way from Lang here in the top of the second inning. Here's one hit on the ground. Pakta grabs it, waits, throws over to Chapman, 1 away. So we're retired 4-3. 1 away, nobody aboard. That'll bring up top of the order Patty Kelly playing at shortstop. He walked and scored the first run of the ball game for Andover. And that 3-run first inning. So Lang gets a ground out. There's one up high. Ball 1, 1-0. Torgerson at third, Deutschman at short, Pakta at second, and Chapman over at first. And there is a ball outside, 2-0. And Lang winds and delivers. Big swing and a miss, now 2-1. As Pete mentioned earlier, Anoka has got the Gopher Classic coming up. Ton of games for Anoka. There's a good bunt laid down off the mound. Lang, throw down to first, a wild one down the line. That'll allow Kelly to reach first and get all the way to second. He popped off the mound and airmailed first. And that allows Kelly to go down to second base. So hit an error there. And now one way outside, and that's snapped by McGonigal as he moved to his left and 1-0. So Lang a little bit out of sorts here in the early going. It's 3-0 Andover. Runner at second, one away. Lang delivers. That's hit foul out of play. 1-1 the count, one away. And now Fogarty grounded out to third. Torgerson, good play on the ball. Throw over to first to Chapman. He bobbled it, still got the put out. So Fogarty 0 for 1 in the game. And now in a 2-on hole, one away here in the top of inning number 2. That one's outside, 3-1, excuse me, 3-1.
On this situation, you want your defensive infielders to knock balls down. Anything to the outfield is probably going to score a kid like Patty Kelly.
3-1 pitch. Hit towards short. Deutschman to his right. That goes through. Run will score. And I'm not exactly sure what happened on that play. As Deutschman moved to his right, it got by him into left field. And the run scores easily.
Took his eye off the ball, watching the runner go to third base, and just got by him. And there's another error on Anoka.
It'll be the 4th error of the game. 2 in the first, now 2 in the second. And it's 4-2 Andover. Here's one chopped toward third. Torgerson backs up to second for 1. There won't be a relay, but they get their lead runner. So Torgerson over to Pakta. And that erases Fogarty. 5-4. Eckes reaches on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Nick Richards, who had that double.
Yeah, nice play by Torgerson there. Didn't know whether to come and charge or stay back. Stayed back. Just got the ball to Pakta at second to get that lead runner. No chance to get the double play.
So Eckes down at first. He reached on an error, scored a run in the first. Now reaches on a fielder's choice. And now there's 2 away and a runner at first, and the pitch by Lang. Here's a called strike, 1-1. Anoka struggling with their fielding here early in the ballgame. And that one gets by the catcher, McGonigal. Just popped out of his glove and went all the way to the backstop, allowing the runner to move up. And now it's Eckes down at second base, and Richards looking at a 2-1 count.
Yeah, I would probably say a wild pitch on that one. Tough ball for McGonigal to corral.
He had to come out of his crouch and try and snare that one. Couldn't get it, or get all of it anyway. There's a curveball up high now, 3-1.
You know, the other thing with Lang right now is pitch count's getting up there pretty good. He's not out of the second inning yet.
The 3-1. He misses, and that's a walk. That's the third given up by Lang in the game. And now runners at first and second and 2 out. The batter's going to be catcher Caden Belisle, who had a 2 RBI double in inning number 1.
Yeah, Belisle just a sophomore for Andover, taking over their catching job, and we'll see a lot of this kid in the next couple of years. Good hitter for Andover with that base hit and a couple RBIs early. We'll see what Lang can do with him this time.
First pitch to Belisle. Down low, ball 1. 1-0. A run in. 2 on, 2 out. That one's low and away now, 2-0. Lang's going to grab that rosin bag and try and get a little bit better grip.
You know, I keep saying it, but I'm going to say it again. You cannot get behind these hitters, and Lang's been behind the hitters all night long.
The 2-0 inside. It's away a foot or two from McGonigal. Now 3-0. And Jacob Deichel waiting on deck.
Looks like some warm-up action in the Anoka bullpen. Like I said, though, Lang hasn't had a whole lot of help.
There's one outside and another walk. So second walk in the inning, 4th of the game, and now they're loaded. And Don Garlick out of the dugout again, and this could be it for Lang.
Well, I'm not sure. I think Huheisel just started warming up out there, Big Mac, so he's probably going to stick with Lang right here. I don't think his reliever's ready to go. But it won't take long for him to get warmed up on a night like tonight. And Don's a little animated out there right now with Lang.
And he does stay in the game, so Pete's right on the money. And now just, down 4-0 in the top of the second is doable, but Andover could blow it open here with them loaded and 2 out. That one inside.
Well, especially, Steve, what we've seen out of Cullen Anderson in that first inning. He's a kid you're not going to score a whole bunch on. So, yeah, this is big for Anoka right here.
The 1-0 pitch down low, 2-0. Lang can't find the zone. Eckes at third, Richards at second, Belisle at first. The 2-0 hit in the air and well foul down toward the batting cages. No one's able to get near it. 2-1 the count.
I tell you what, it sure has turned into a nice night out here. Castlefield is looking good, and the temperatures come down for us, and a slight breeze keep us cool.
It had to be a little warm over in that third base dugout today.
It was really warm, especially
Yeah,
that first
right.
game.
Yeah,
That first one was a tough one, but
wow.
got a little cooler as the day went on.
3-1 pitch on the way. And strike 2. Full count. Bases loaded. Top of the second inning.
Yeah, runners will be going.
They're in motion, and it's a walk. And now it's 5-0 Andover. 5th walk of the game, 3rd of the inning.
I'm guessing he'll get one more batter here, whether he gets him out or whether he gets on base. I think Max should be warmed up down there in the bullpen, and I think Don has probably seen enough.
There's one fouled off the hands over toward the Andover dugout. Strike 1. Dylan Kirshner in right field, grounded out to the pitcher. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Runner at third, Richards. Belisle at second. Deichel at first. There's a swing and a miss. Now 0-2.
I'll tell you, when he's in the zone, he's good. They aren't hitting too many balls hard. The problem is his control right now. He hasn't been in the zone, but he's up on this hitter, so we'll see what he can do with him.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches. His second strikeout, but more damage done for Andover. They get 2 runs, 2 more Anoka errors. They get just a hit and take advantage of 3 walks, and after 1.5, it is 5-0 Andover. Legion ball tonight here on QCTV. Ryan Munch, our director, and our crew tonight. Once again, when I got out of work, I worked down in Brooklyn Park, live in Champlin, stop by, grab a quick bite to eat, put on some more comfortable clothing to come to the ballpark tonight. It looked like rain big time, but
it did, and
we're out of the woods.
And it kind of looks like it now.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
They're saying no, so, and they're always right, you know that.
That's exactly
They're
right.
always right. So, tell you what, the way this is going right now, I think Anoka wouldn't mind having some rain, but long ways to go here. And one thing I've noticed about Legion baseball is looking at some of these scores. There's a lot of runs scored, So Anoka's got a lot of outs to go here, and they're going to try to chip away here and hopefully be able to shut them down next inning. But you got to start chipping away as soon as you can.
And Andover starter Colin Anderson off to a solid beginning tonight. Struck out the first 2, gets Anoka 1, 2, 3. And now it's going to be 4, 5, and 6. Gans, Deutschman, and Anderson for Anoka here in the second as they try and get something going, get their first hit of the ball game. Jake Gans, 400 on the year.
Yeah, Gans is another guy who's going to go to Gus Davis, and just talking to him a little before and said he's kind of blowing out his arm. he was the top pitcher for us this last season. But he's a good hitter, so I think he can hit at that level.
Strike one, now ball one to Gons, the DH for Anoka.
He's one of those kids, Steve, that loves baseball, loves being at the field, loves working on the field, and can talk baseball.
Looks at strike two, the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, third strikeout, and 4 batters for Anderson. So he's off to a really good start for Andover. Leads at 5-0, and that's going to bring up Jake Deutschman playing at short. 234 on the year for Deutschman. What a career at Anoka he's had.
Yeah, he was a heck of a quarterback this past season for Bo. That offense fit him just right. Going up to St. John's to play some football.
Yeah, good player, a lot of fun to watch. Looks at ball one. There's one turned on, but well fouled on the right field line. Way out in front of that. 1-1 now the count. One away, nobody aboard. Bottom of inning number 2.
Now, a good baseball player, too, having a rough start to tonight at shortstop, but does a nice job there. Good left-handed hitter with some pop in his bat.
1-1 pitch. This one hit toward first. Richards stabs it, and he'll take it to the bag. 2 away. 5 up, 5 down for Anoka. That'll bring up Adam Anderson.
Anderson's a kid who also plays some basketball at Anoka. Jump out of the gym, very athletic outfielder. Having a good summer.
Anderson playing in left. 365 for Anoka. And you got to give Colin Anderson a lot of credit because he's got that lead and he's throwing strikes.
He sure is, and he's nibbling. He's hitting the corners.
Outside, ball one, 1-1. Nobody aboard, 2 away. Anoka looking for their first base runner of the night. Anderson's able to reach. It would bring up Hayden Torgerson. There's a curveball. And a good one at that. 1-2 now. Struck out 3 so far. That one hit in the air. Shallow center field coming on. Fogarty, long run, makes a grab. Good play. So Anoka goes 3 up, 3 down in their half of inning number 2. We have played 2. And Andover leads at Anoka 5-0 here on QCTV.
Hey, Bobo. Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
On to the third for Andover. 8, 9, and 1. Schrepfer, Rowe, and Kelly against Austin Lang, and he survived the first 2. He'll be out there for the third, Pete.
Yeah, it's, you know, they're going to see what they can do with him here. And one of the different things in the summertime when you're going, why is so-and-so staying in the schedule? You know, they have that Gopher State, and they don't want to use up him and then use up another arm, and then you're short for arms for the weekend. Plus, they know that Lang's a quality pitcher, so they're hoping he can get back in the zone. And it's a guy who can shut them down if he can throw some strikes.
Schrepfer struck out to end inning number 1. He's 0 for 1. Looks at ball 1, now ball 2 inside. Schrepfer the DH. Rowe waiting on deck, the number 9 hitter, and then top of the order, Patty Kelly. 2-0 pitch. And there's a strike.
Yeah, you want to throw strikes to the number 9 hitter. There's nothing that makes you madder as a coach as if your guy walks that number 9 hitter.
2-1, swing and a miss. 2-2, Lang battling back. And Pete, you said it earlier, when he's been in the zone, it's not like they've been knocking it all over the yard.
No, a few errors and a few walks, and other than that, I think we had a couple hits. But it's early here, so we'll see if he can get back in the zone. There we go. There's a strikeout for him. I think the
third of the game.
Yeah, the key to that at bat, getting ahead. And here's Patty Kelly. Oh no, it is number 9 here. Kelly's on deck. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Rowe playing at second, grounded out to second. Pakta in inning number 2. He's 0 for 1. First pitch way up high. Ball 1, 1-0. So Schrepfer struck out twice. 3 strikeouts in the game for Lang so far. This one chopped toward short, cutting across Torgerson. Throwing on the run, gets some good play by Torgerson. And Rowe retired 5-3.
It's a little bit more like it for Austin Lang. Throwing that first strike, getting him to roll over to third base, and Torgerson making a nice play for Anoka. There's 2 outs, and here's Kelly.
Patty Kelly walked and scored in the first. Singleton scored in the second. That one inside. Ball 1. 1-0 to Kelly. Nobody aboard. 2 away here in the third for Andover. Taking advantage of 4 Anoka errors. That one fouled to the screen.
Yeah, this is a guy you want to keep off base. It seems like when he's on base, he scores. So you want to keep Patty Kelly off base this inning.
The 1-1. Hit on the ground toward Deutschman. Scoops it up. Long throw. And he beat it out. Kelly flying down the line. Good play by Deutschman. Good throw, but Kelly's speed beat it out. Infield hit.
Yeah, he was going right as soon as he got his bat on the ball. So good hustle by a left-handed hitter who was a step or 2 closer with good speed. It was deep to the hole. Deutschman made a nice play, but Patty Kelly was fast, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him run here on one of these first couple pitches with 2 outs.
Fogarty grounded out in the first, reached on an error in inning number 2. Got a runner at first, 2 away, top of the third. 5-0 Andover. Lang checks the runner from the stretch. Runner bluffs. Ganigal was ready. 2-0 now the count.
The wind's picking up a little bit, blowing out to right field.
Breeze feels good. We might need our coats later.
Yeah, it sure does feel good.
Throw over to first. Runner gets back. Holding the runner, Chapman.
You know, it's a good thing they can't see me up here, Steve. I have a pink shirt on and blue shorts and maroon maroon shoes.
One right up the middle, over second base into center field. Another hit for Andover. 2 singles in a row. Now they have runners at first and second with 2 out. That's going to bring up Mason Eckes. He reached on an error in the first, scored a run. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second and scored a run.
Looks like that's the end of the line for Austin Lang. So we'll see Max Huheisel coming in next for Anoka.
And he's going to come out and get his warm-up toss right now. And you can definitely hear the wind picking up in our microphones here at Castle Field as Huheisel comes out to take his warm-up tosses. And bit of a struggle for Lang here tonight. 5 runs. Gave up 4 hits. 4 errors certainly didn't help the cause. And by my count, gave up 5 walks in the game, 2 in the first and 3 in the second inning, and that's a lot to overcome.
Yeah, and that's not Austin Lang. He's usually has good control and throws strikes, and his defense plays behind him. So kind of an off night for both so far, and you can't do that against a good team like Andover. They find themselves down 5-0.
All right, and Big Max Hoheisel takes his warm-up toss. What about him, Pete?
Well, he's a young kid. He'll be a senior next year. You know, the thing about Max is he's always around the strike zone. You know, he doesn't have an overpowering fastball. He doesn't have an overpowering curveball. He will throw a changeup, but he's a competitor, and he throws strikes, and he lets the defense work for you. You know, you might see a hit here and there, and not a whole lot of strikeouts, but the kid throws strikes, and that's all you can ask for.
So Andover, a 2-out threat. Schepfer and Rowe were tired to start the inning, and then Kelly a single, an infield hit towards short, was able to beat it out. Then Fogarty right back up the middle for a hit.
You know, Max Hoheisel's the kind of kid you just cheer for. He is a great, great kid. So hoping he comes in here and does a great job. He has a twin brother, Mason Hoheisel, who's plays some club ball, and he's a good pitcher.
There's one outside, ball 1. Mason Atkins digs in. Andover 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Now threatening here in the third. And 4 errors on the board for Anoka, big part of the story. That one blocked by McGonigal, 2-0. So Anoka pitching, struggling to find the zone. 2-0, hit in the air on the infield. Over on the right side, Chapman gives way to the second baseman, Pakta, and he put it away to retire the side. And they were fighting the wind a little bit over there. Chapman, I don't think, saw it right away, Pete.
No, and Pakta came over, and then Pakta called him out, and Chapman's like he's blocking the sun with his size, and he just got out of the way. I wouldn't want to run into him as a D1 offensive tackle, and he's not the kind of kid. But nice play by Ben, and like you said, Steve, they were fighting the wind there. But Max comes in and gets behind, but throws a strike and gets a pop-up, and they're out of the inning.
So Andover, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2, and they still lead at 5-0 going to the bottom of the third inning. Now the bottom third of the Anoka order. Torgerson, Chapman, and Pakta will get their chance against Andover starter Colin Anderson, and so far Anderson has been really good. 3 strikeouts through 3, hasn't walked anybody, and has faced the minimum so far in the game. Like I say, not a big kid, but he throws strikes.
No, he had a really good high school season, and I'm looking at their high school team this year, and their ERA was about 130. You know, and next year they have all those kids back. They lost all their hitters, so I'm interested in watching this team tonight with a lot of juniors in it who will be their hitters next year. But they lost like 8 of their 9 starters, but they have all their pitchers back, and the pitchers did really well, and this was the guy who kind of led the way for them.
So the bottom third of the order, Torgerson, who plays over at third base tonight, batting .283. Then Grant Chapman over at first, and Ben Pakta at second base will dig in against Anderson. His first pitch of the third is a strike.
Yeah, that big swooping curveball right there, just hitting the outside edge for strike 1.
Torgerson comes back with the fastball, foul to the screen, 0-2 now. And as a pitcher, you work ahead. That's a good spot to be in.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's been the difference in the game so far. Anderson working ahead.
0-2 pitch. Outside. Try to get him to chase. 1-2 the count.
You know, you really got to shorten up against a kid like this with 2 strikes and just try to make some contact and punch it through somewhere.
Here's the 1-2. Good block there by the catcher, Belial. 2-2 now the count.
You know, the thing about Anderson, too, you know, you have a pitch count, but he hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches. We always kind of look at 15 to be on schedule, and he's under 30 pitches coming into this inning, that's for sure.
2-2. Big cut. Fourth strikeout for Anderson. That'll bring up Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman does a lot of pitching for the Legion team here and the high school team. Good pitcher. Also does a pretty good job at the plate. He's going to have his hands full here with Anderson.
Chapman playing down at first. Curveball, strike one. That one's headed for the shoulder and then right over the plate.
I mean, it's not a real sharp curveball, Steve, but it's a big looper. But just like you said, it came from his shoulder right over the plate. You got to really stay on that thing.
This is outside, 1-1. One away, nobody aboard. Anoka, bottom of the third. Down in the dirt, skips away from Belial, 2-1.
That was the kind of pitch that was my demise as a player. Man, they're hard to stay with.
I think a little humidity's come out of the air as well. 2-1, way outside. Now 3-1. Anoka looking for their first base runner here with one out, nobody aboard. Bottom of the third. This one chopped towards short. Kelly waits, throws, hits him, 2 away.
Yeah, he's getting right through the lineup. Here's the number 9 hitter, Ben Pachta, trying to get through unblemished in the first 3 innings is Cullen Anderson.
Pachta on the season, 265.
Yeah, you don't want to help him out there. You gotta stay off those pitches that are out of the strike zone.
0-1 the count. Low and in. 1-1. Yeah, it's a really good idea what he wants to do, too. I mean, he's very confident. There's one right up in the infield over towards second. Rowe has it. And another 3-up, 3-down inning for Colin Anderson. We have played 3. And Andover leads Anoka. It's Legion ball here in this.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs.
You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
Warm, humid day, a bit of a breeze, and humidity's gone out of the air as we move to this 4th inning. And out there beginning his 2nd inning of work, Max Hoheisel in relief of Austin Lang for Anoka. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6. Richards, Belial, and Deichel for Andover.
Well, it's real important for Max to try to get through this 4, 5, 6 spot here for Andover and give his team a shot going into the 4th inning.
Richards, double run scored in the first, walked in the second, went up stranded. He's been on base both times in the ball game. 1-1 pitch, way up high, 2-1. Torgerson at third, Deutschman at short. Pocked over at second, Chapman at first, and Anderson, Chell, and Colbert from left to right in the outfield for Anoka. Up high, 3-1.
I'm not smelling the popcorn up here. The wind must be going the opposite direction, or else they're not making it tonight. I'm not sure. But
with all these ball games, do you get anything to eat?
No.
No. Wow.
No, I just went over to Casey's and had a piece of pizza after the game.
Oh, boy. Lucky you. Pete Hayes, Steve Thompson here tonight. Leadoff walk there for Richards. 6th walk of the game for Andover. 5 given up by Lang. And now a walk here. And the batter is going to be Caden Belisle, the catcher. 2 RBI double in the first and a walk in inning number 2. He was stranded in inning number 2.
Well, I hope Max doesn't fail me here. I said he always throws strikes, and we got 1 walk, and he's behind here to Belisle. So see if he can get back in that strike zone. There we go.
Now 1-1. Leadoff man aboard for just the 2nd time in the game. Leadoff man Kelly reached to start the game in the first. This one hit in the air to center field. Chell waits for it and puts it away. High fly ball.
That thing carried on him a little bit. I thought he took a couple steps in and it hung up there. So I think anything up in the air here tonight now, Steve, with the wind the way that it's blowing, could cause problems.
There's Jacob Deischel playing in left field. Couple of walks, 1 in the first, stole a base, 1 in the second. Has not scored a run in the ball game tonight. And the first pitch to him, strike 1.
Yeah, we're in the 4th inning, and these Andover guys are up for their 3rd time already. So they're getting some opportunities here early.
Richards takes his lead over at first, 1 away. There's a curveball inside, almost hit him. Oh, it did. He hit him. Didn't hit him hard, but it got enough.
No, I think it just grazed the jersey there, but they all count. See if he can get one to turn him over here and get a double play.
There's Kirchner 0 for 2, ground out to the pitcher in the first, struck out to end inning number 2. He's playing in right field tonight for Andover. And there, Coach John Heath. John's a really nice guy. I had a chat with him before the ball game tonight. Glad that QCTV is here.
Yeah, I know John does a lot of work with the Andover varsity too.
Here's ground ball to Deutschman. Throws on the run. Gets some good play by Deutschman. That was a really nice play on the run. Strong throw. And now 2 away. Runners at second and third. And the batter is going to be Schrepfer.
Yeah, he hasn't had any easy ones, that's for sure. Deutschman coming in, making a strong throw to first. And here it is, another situation for Andover to blow this thing open with score 5-0.
Schrepfer struck out twice in the first and in the third. Oh, Heisel ahead 0-1. There's one hit in the air to center field. Can Chell get it? Yes, he didn't have to move much. Reaches up, final out of the inning. So Andover gets 1 on, a walk, or 2 on, a walk and a hit batter. They strand 2, and after 3.5, still lead at 5-0. Steve Thompson, Pete Hayes here from Castle Field tonight. And, you know, this ballpark, and when it was built, there were a lot of people said, yeah, we need one of those. And now Champlin's got a grandstand and a press box, and they've added a lot of stuff. And I'm sure the folks in Andover are thinking the same thing. We want something like this, or like they have over in Champlin.
Yeah, Champlin did a really nice job. I mean, they didn't have to do that much. They put up the bleachers, which they did in the summertime. Didn't take them that much. They take really good care of their field. The infield is just, it's awesome. And they got a guy who takes care of it in the summertime and during the high school season. But it's kind of a mini castle over there in Champlin.
Yeah, and it has really been one of those things that when this was built, then I think a lot of teams around the area said, it gets kids excited about the game. I don't think there's any doubt. An opportunity to play here under the lights in front of the grandstand, it is a big deal, and I hope Andover is able to get something done.
I just heard they're going to show us the radar, but we don't have the screen working up here, guys. So, does it look bad? It's going to pass. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, and what we see is you look off to the north and to the northwest, I think things are good. So I think we're in good shape. I'm more worried about the mosquitoes than anything.
I think the wind's going to keep them away.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Because I was out on the deck over the holiday weekend. There's a bunt laid down by Chell, and they get him. What a play. Terrific play to get Chell, who laid down a bunt to start the fourth, and they throw him out one away.
Well, that was a close play. We don't have the monitor working up here, but I'm sure our QCTV crew can show that one, whether he was safe or out. But they call him out, and that's all that matters.
Jello for 2. Now it brings up the catcher, Michael McGonigal, struck out in inning number 1. Here he bats with 1 out, nobody aboard. Hits one in the air to right field. Kirshner coming on, makes the catch quickly, 2 away.
Yeah, 2 pitches, 2 outs for Cullen Anderson.
And now for Anoka, 11 up, 11 down, and that's going to bring up Parker Colbert in right field. Colbert popped out in foul territory to Nick Richards. Moved back into his left. And there's strike 1. This is a recording.
Yes, it is.
The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1.
You know, I can see by watching him why he was so successful during the high school season. We did beat them 10-5, but I remember him coming in and shutting us down for a few innings.
1-1 curve ball. That's a good pitch. 1-2. Wow. Bends in over the inside corner. Now 1-2 to Colbert. Trying to get a runner for Anoka here in the 4th. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out to retire the side. 5th strikeout of the game for Colin Anderson. He is in command. We played 4. Andover leading at Anoka 5-0 here on QCTV.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And we are back as we go to the 5th inning here at Castle Field Legion Ball on this Tuesday night. Andover visiting Anoka, and Andover 3 in the first, 2 in the second. They lead at 5-0. I have Andover for 5 hits. The board has 4, and we agree on the 4 errors in the ball game tonight. And it is Max Hoheisel beginning another inning of work in relief of Austin Lang. And so far, he's done his job. Put zeros on the board.
Yeah, he throws strikes, and he did hit a batter. But when he has to throw the strikes, he's been throwing them and has kept Andover off the board. Exactly.
Here's Rowe playing at second base. Couple of ground outs in the game. 0 for 2. The 0-1 pitch up high. 1-1 to Rowe. Then we turn over the order. Kelly and Fogarty. Kelly's had quite a game for Andover, and he looms in the on-deck circle. Shortstop for Andover. Curveball. There's a strike. Good pitch.
You know, they had the big fireworks out here the other day. You being an Anoka grad would know about that when you're up here chasing the ladies.
And there's strike three. Fourth strikeout for Anoka pitching tonight. One away, and that'll bring up Patty Kelly.
But what I was going to say before I got distracted was that there was all kind of rubber shells out on the infield and outfield because they shoot them off right up there in the soccer stadium. I'm sure a lot of people are sitting up here shooting off fireworks too, watching them. It'll be a great seat for it, that's for sure.
There's a pitch inside to Kelly. Kelly walked, scored in the first. Singled in the second, moved along on an error. Singled in the third. Here's one hit foul well out of play.
Well, Torgerson's well in on third base, expecting a bunt from Kelly. Like I said, he is a good leadoff hitter with good speed. You know, he beat out a base hit to the infield. He got a walk, and he got a bunt single.
This one fouled into the screen. 1-2 now the count.
And it looks like he's a pretty good shortstop, too.
And coming in for Kelly, 432 on the season. Had quite a high school season. That one fouled well out of play. Nowhere near my vehicle.
No. Oh, gee.
If I could park in the arena, I would. No.
You know, if they would get a good bounce off that road out there, though, it
right.
still could hit you.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. That one slapped foul. So Kelly fighting off pitches here for Max Oheisel. Lang started, struggled with his control, and didn't get a lot of help. It just wasn't his night.
No, it wasn't. And Oheisel's come in here and done a nice job for Anoka so far.
1-2, hit in the air to shallow left. Coming on Anderson, and going out was Deutschman. Anderson didn't get much of a jump. Actually, Deutschman got closer to that one, and it falls in for a hit, kind of into no man's land.
And there he is on base for the fourth time. So a little bleeder out to left field by Patty Kelly. And like we said earlier, he's probably going to run. McGonigal with a good arm behind home plate for Anoka. So Heisel can hold him close here.
There's Keegan Fogarty has a hit in the third. This one hit in the air into foul territory. Torgerson over, can't get it. Overran it a little bit and couldn't recover.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Torgerson there. He probably should have had that. Anoka can't afford that. If it would have been in fair territory, it would probably have been another error.
Now we got a wind blowing straight in from the north or from the third baseline toward right field. And that was a factor there. 0-1 pitch, 1 out, runner at first. This one slapped into the middle, down for a hit, on to play a shell. And he got there quickly, but a solid single. And now 2 hits in a row with 1 out. And Andover back in business here in the 5th.
Yeah, it seems like every inning Andover's had runners in scoring position. We're here in the 5th, 5-0. Anoka can not afford to give up any more runs. The runners on first and second.
Check swing by Mason Eckes. Eckes reached on an error in the first, fielder's choice in the second, scored runs in both innings, and then popped out to Pakta at second. This one slapped through the hole into left field, a base hit. Third hit in a row for Andover. Around third, Kelly headed for the plate, throw not in time, and Andover leads 6-0. An RBI single for Eckes.
Eckes, a big, strong kid for Andover, does some pitching for them also. But he ripped that ball into left field. And good speed by Patty Kelly. Score all the way from second base.
And Nick Richards is going to dig in, and now Don Garlick out on the mound, talking it over.
Yeah, this is a tough hill to climb for Anoka with Anderson out there on the mound. Now, if it wasn't Anderson, I think he could get back in the game. But if he keeps throwing the way that he's throwing, it's a big hill to climb.
5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Andover. No runs, no hits, 5 errors on the board for Anoka in the game. Too many walks, too many errors so far tonight. 6-0 here in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, you would have liked to have that one back there in foul territory that Torgerson misjudged.
Now it's Richards. Double in the first, run scored, walked in the second, walked in the 4th. He's got runners at first and second. Curveball there, strike, good pitch.
Yeah, that was a big slow curveball there by Max. Across the plate. Kind of reminiscent of Cullen Anderson.
0-1 slap towards short. Grabbed by Deutschman, relay to second, they'll get one. Popped out of his glove. He was able to get the relay to Pakta to get that runner at second base. Now 2 away runners at the corners.
Yeah, nice job there by Deutschman staying with it, getting it over to Pakta, who barehanded it, and they made sure they got the 1 out. Runners on first and third here. McGonigal will make the call. Whether they go through and try to throw out the runner or some kind of cut. I'm guessing that they're probably going to cut it someplace. Can't give up another run.
Catcher Caden Belisle, 2 RBI single in the first on his resume tonight. First pitch down low, ball 1. He walked in inning number 2 and a fly ball to center in the 4th.
Yeah, and he hit that ball pretty good too. So Belisle's been seeing the ball well tonight.
Heisel checks the runners at third and first. Here's another pitch and a strike. Good one. Oh, he missed there, 1-1. I thought he got strike 2. A little bit low. Now 1-1. 2 away here in the 5th. Andover a run in. They scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Add 1 here in the 5th. That hit the batter. And now they're loaded. Second hit batter tonight. And now they are loaded. Fogarty at third. Richards moves down to second. Belisle at first.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a change right here. Tough position to bring someone in with bases loaded, but I saw Keenan Rodriguez warming up in the bullpen.
And Max Hoheisel will leave here in the 5th with 2 outs. And the base is loaded.
I think they're waiting for Rodriguez to make his appearance. Maybe he's going to come in a cart from center field or something. I always liked that back at the old Met.
Oh, yeah.
They'd have that cart come in, drive in.
Yeah, and all the big league ballparks where they had like the Twins hat or whatever. And
yeah, that was the best.
But I think when they started to get away from that in the big league stadiums and the guys wouldn't ride in the cart from the bullpen, I still think one of the greatest things, and I wish I would have been able to see it in person, is Mariano Rivera coming into the game at the old Yankee Stadium.
Right.
That would have been pretty neat. And they play Enter Sandman, and that is a regret that I never got a chance to see him come into the ballgame.
That was
not that I'm a Yankee guy, but I wish I would have seen that.
Well, usually when he came in, they won.
That's right. In the first unanimous vote getter in the history of the Hall of Fame.
Really? Didn't know
Mary
that.
Brown. No one else. Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. None of them were unanimous. But I and correct me if I'm wrong in the truck if you want to look it up. But I believe Mariano Rivera was the first to be a unanimous choice in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he was the best at what he did. There was no question where maybe some of these other guys, they didn't know for sure whether they're the best or not.
That was a pretty good slider he had.
Yeah, a little bit.
Unhittable.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so we have a new pitcher in for Anoka as they try and stay in this ball game here in the 5th.
I saw him a whole lot of times against the Minnesota Twins, but there was one time when the Twins hit him. That's all I can remember over all those years. I tried not to watch those Yankee games, though, because I kind of knew which way they were going to go. And it wasn't the Twins' way.
Well, when I was a kid, when the Twins and Orioles would play.
Oh, that was the best.
And Jim Palmer was on the
mound. That was the best.
My brother and I would shut off the radio because we knew how that was going to go that night. Jim Palmer was going to win the game. and the Orioles were going to win. 0-1 pitch here to Jacob Deichel, and he chops one toward third. Torgerson through his legs. One run in, another run headed toward the plate. Right through his legs, and probably another error for Anoka.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough play. You got to make that, though. You got to knock it down. Kind of went to his backhand just over the base. Yeah, tough play, but that's definitely an error when it goes through your legs.
Fogarty and Richards score. Belisle to third. Deichel moves up to second. 6th error of the game for Anoka. It is now 8-0. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, now 3 in the fifth. 2 outs. And the Rodriguez pitch up high, 2-0. Just a tough night for Anoka all the way around.
Well, if Legion's the same as high school baseball and VFW baseball, if they can score these 2 runs, they could 10-run them here if they don't score in the 5th inning. I believe it's played the same, but I could be wrong. Jeff Nelson's nodding his head over here.
Here's one smashed to left, but caught by Adam Anderson. Right at Anderson. Hit a line. It's allowed out. But damage done. Andover adds 3 in the 5th. And we have played 4.5. And Andover now leads at 8-0. And Anoka coming to bat, looking for a base runner and trying to solve. Andover starter Colin Anderson, who has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, he's been good. He's ahead all night long. They don't know what's coming. His curveball is as good as his fastball. His fastball's got a little bit of giddy up on it, and his curveball is a big swooping curveball that Anoka hasn't been able to figure out. But it starts at the shoulders and comes right over the middle of the plate. So it is coming in for a strike, but that's a tough pitch to hit. I understand it, but you know, he's going to be one of the better pitchers in the metro area next year, and he already is.
Yeah, and he's not a real big kid, but and doesn't throw overly hard. But the difference between his fastball and his curveball and his other pitches, there's just that change in speed, and that's all you really need for a pitcher.
You know, he reminds me of a kid named Max Myers. I mean, he's not at that level yet, who was a first-round draft choice in the Bigs, pitched for the Gophers. Not big, but he could throw strikes, and he'll be making his major league debut real quick if he hasn't done it yet. But heck of a pitcher, but he was small in stature. Kind of like, here's going back, Tommy Hall. Remember Tommy Hall?
Or even Ron Guidry was
Ron
real
Guidry,
big.
not big. And they were both left-handed pitchers, and Tommy Hall was called the Blade for the Minnesota Twins, and he couldn't have gone more than $140. And Guidry couldn't have been much more than that either.
For Anoka, as they try and get it going in the 5th, Gans, Deutschman, Anderson. Gans, the DH, struck out to start inning number 2. He's 0 for 1. Anderson's faced the minimum as we start the 5th.
You know, he's not afraid to throw that curveball for strike 1 either.
Fastball, chop foul. Over toward the first base side. And he is ahead in the count, 0-1. Big advantage here. The 0-1.
I think that was a changeup right here. If he can get a changeup into his pitches, it'd be nasty.
Here's Anderson's pitch. Her ball outside. 1-2 now the count. Deutschman waiting. And then Anderson due up here in the 5th for Anoka. Tough night for them. This one hit high and foul, straight back. Well out of play.
I would definitely want a left-handed lineup in against this guy. You know, that curveball comes back across. You can see it a little better than the one that starts at your shoulder and comes back across the plate.
Yeah, tough pitch for the right-handers because it looks like it's going to hit you. And there's a little nubber over toward third. Eckes up, fires, and gets some good play. A tough chance, but Eckes charges and threw a dart. Richards down low, digs it out. And there's one away, and the batter will be Deutschman, the shortstop. He is 0 for 1.
I think Eckes is out of the game, Steve. It's number 8. I don't have my glasses here. Eckes, I just noticed the status, how big Eckes is, and this is 8 that made that play at third base. But I'm not sure which one he is on here. I can't see. Oh, that light's not going to help me, Jeff. Well, maybe it is. Looks like Grant Peary. I'm going with Grant.
They may have moved Deutschel. He was wearing 8, and they may have moved him in from left.
All right. Yeah.
I'll try and get the left fielder.
There we go. Thanks, Jeff. Yep. Yep, that's who's over there.
Deutschel over at third. We'll try and get the left fielder for you. Here's one, a little flare out towards second. Grab by Rowe. Wasn't sure what to do, whether to come in or go back, and he just stayed put. And now 2 away. So Deutschman a little flare to second. And now it's going to bring up Adam Anderson, the left fielder. He had a fly ball to center field.
Yeah, Deutschman, the left-handers, probably had the 2 best at bats against Anderson.
That one fouled to the screen, 0-1. Two away, nobody aboard. That one up high and tight, 1-1. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
To Anderson upstairs, and he flinched a little, but didn't really duck out of the way. 1-1.
I'd still be getting up off the dirt right now.
Right, exactly. He just kind of shook it off. Now 2-1. 2 away, nobody aboard. That one down in the dirt. 3-1. Anoka trying to get somebody aboard here in the 5th.
If he throws a curveball here at 3-1, that's really going to impress me.
A 3-1 fastball, strike 3 and 2.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to throw it. Maybe here. I mean, he's got the perfect game going, so you're going to go with your best pitch. So we're going to find out what his best pitch is right here.
5 strikeouts so far. That one fouled out of play. Over toward the cages and beyond.
It's the fastball. I'm sitting fastball.
I like how the pine trees are filling in down the right field line. Good look. And a walk. First base runner of the game. Adam Anderson, a 2-out walk here in the 5th.
Well, I remember, Steve, I don't know when he was. Matt Wallner, who's one of the top farmhands for the Minnesota Twins. He's a Forest Lake kid. He thinned those trees out a couple times by the bombs that he hit. I never seen balls go farther than his.
Here's Torgerson, struck out in the 3rd. So now Anderson gives up the first base runner on a 2-out walk here in the 5th. Now he's going to check the runner and work from the stretch. High and tight. Ball 1.
Yeah, one of the first times that Anderson has been behind.
After giving up the walk, he's got to shake that off. Still has the 8-0 lead. There's another one up high. 2-0.
Yeah, his fastball's failing him a little bit right now. Might be getting a little bit tired.
Retired the first 14 he faced in this game tonight. He has been brilliant. Andover, 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Anoka, the big 6 errors tonight. That's been a gigantic factor, and there's a strike now, 2-1. Grandstand umpires don't like it.
No, they don't. I think we have mics above both dugouts, so I think that's the Anoka dugout.
Runner at first, 2 away. Curveball strike. There he comes back with that curveball. Out 2-2. Well,
let's see what tosses up this time.
Throw over to first. Close play.
That was a close play. Pretty
Anderson
good little move.
man.
Yeah, pretty good little move over there.
2-2 to count. 2 away. Runner at first here in the bottom of the 5th. Anoka's got a man aboard. Another throw over there, and they got him. Anderson gets picked by Anderson over to Richards. And Anoka gets a base runner, but they straight.
Margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And we move to the 6th inning. And over the 8-0 lead. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 more in the 5th. And we got some changes. Rodriguez on the mound, 3rd pitcher to work.
Yeah,
This will be Schrepfer at the plate.
I'm sorry, Steve. Yeah, Deutschman's gone over to the 3rd and Torgerson to short. Jungling out to left field and Johnson to right field.
There's a curveball from Rodriguez, strike 1. Schrepfer in the game, struck out twice, fly ball to center field. He's 0 for 3.
Yeah, it's Carter Olson out in right field, not Johnson, my fault.
Oh-2 pitch on the way. Curveball, foul. Just got a piece of it. Count rides along.
Rodriguez is kind of a crafty pitcher. When he's going good, he's going good. Didn't play baseball last year, came back and played this year. He's a great athlete. He's was one of those receivers on that Anoka football team this year that Deutschman found a lot. He's going to play college football. I believe, I want to say Hamlin.
Chopper toward 3rd. Deutschman over at 3rd now. Throws him out. Good play. Schrepfer retired 5-3. He's 0 for 4 now. That'll bring up Rowe. He struck out once. He's 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs in his other plate appearances. Nobody aboard and 1 away. And it hasn't been really the leadoff batter getting aboard. They've been able to get the first out in the 2nd, in the 3rd. They're able to get the first out again in the 5th. But Andover still made him play, and it's been the fielding and the walks for sure tonight. 1-0 way outside now, 2-0.
Yeah, a couple batters have been hit. You know, just a lot of things that you don't like to see as a coach. And you can't do that against a good team and a good pitcher, and Anoka's finding that out tonight.
2-0, up high, 3-0. To roll. Patty Kelly due to bat. Kelly's had quite a night. A walk, 3 hits, scored 3 runs. He's in the on-deck circle. Big swing and a miss. Got a pinch hitter here. See who we got. Colton Hearn. Hearn is swinging a miss. Hearn batting for Rowe. And he strikes out. So
nice
Hearn
job.
strikes out, 2 away, nobody aboard.
Nice job by Rodriguez. Got out in front. Threw a couple of different pitches at him there. That fastball had a little bit of zip and threw it by Hearn.
Now it's Patty Kelly, 3 hits and 4 trips to the plate. As I mentioned, 3 runs scored. Looks at ball 1. That one smashed through the hole. Knocked down by Pakta, and he can't get him. Boy, that's quite a play by Pakta. I thought that was going to make it into right field for a solid hit. He flags it down on the outfield grass and almost threw out Kelly. That was quite a play.
Yeah, he really covered some ground there. If it was anybody but Patty Kelly, probably would have got him. But with the speed of Kelly, he's on base again. But what a play by Ben Pakta.
Yeah, 4th hit of the game for Kelly, an infield hit. Now a runner aboard, 2 away, top of the 6th for Andover. And this one to hit in the air to center field. Over to make the catch and retire the side. The batter, by the way, was Thomas Ludi. Ludi flies out to end it. So Andover, they get a hit, they leave one, and after 5.5, they still lead it 8-0.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of different hitters up here for Anoka. I believe that was Thieland out there in center field for Chell. So we got all new outfielders for Anoka, and we'll call them for you as we see them come to the plate. Infield's the same.
Belial's still behind the plate. Colin Anderson out there. He's faced the minimum through 5, but did give up the 2-out walk and then picked him off. But he did give up the walk and did give up the base runner. So the no-hitter is still in play for Colin Anderson. But the perfect game is not.
That's very true.
Because when a base runner reaches
even if you
base,
get him,
you hit batter, walk, even if you pick him
right.
off.
All you can say is he's faced the minimum.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with Jeff.
No.
But
now that Jeff's left the room, we're talking about it.
It is still a no-hitter, but it is not a perfect game.
Yes.
And now he's back.
He's back. He heard you.
He came back in to fight the good fight. But all right, here we go for Anoka in the 6th, trying to get something going, looking for their first hit of the ball game. Here's Torgerson, who started at 3rd. Now at short, struck out in the 3rd against Colin Anderson. Who's pitched to beauty. And misses outside, low, ball 1.
You know, he's throwing a few more balls than he did early on. He might be tiring just a little bit.
Up high, missing high in the zone. Is that a sign?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't behind in the first 4 innings, that's for sure.
Here we are in the 6th. Torgerson just digging in for the 2nd time tonight. Anderson missing badly, now 3-0. Haven't seen any activity down in the bullpen. Gave up that 2-out walk in the 5th, then picked off Anderson. And there is a strike, 3-1.
Well, his pitch count's got to be good still. He hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches, just with that 1 walk.
3-1, high and tight. 2nd consecutive walk given up by Anderson. And I wonder if Torgerson's going to stay near the bag.
Oh, man.
Here's Chapman. Due up next, grounded out in the 3rd. And now we got a meeting on the mound.
Yeah, he's just going to try to settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, and we haven't seen any activity in the bullpen for Andover in this game. And why would you at this point?
You know, you preach. It's not velocity, it's location. And right now, Anderson is just overthrowing. You know, you have a no-hitter sitting there, and you know he knows he has it. You know, no one's saying it to him over there, but he knows it, and he doesn't want anybody to hit the ball. He wants to strike them all out. He needs to just trust his stuff and trust his location and not try to overthrow. And that's when you're seeing those high fastballs.
Well, and when he did give up that walk, finally, he's not been the same pitcher since then. The approach is he was able to pick out that runner and now gives up the leadoff walk. And now it's going to be Chapman. Pagta waiting on deck or due to hit for Anoka here in the 6th inning as they trail at 8-0. They fell behind early, and the 6 errors, a huge factor. This one smashed into the gap in left center field. This is down for a hit, and it'll go all the way to the warning track. Runner around third. Torgerson is going to hold up there, down 8-0. That is a booming double by Chapman, and the first hit of the game for Anoka.
Yeah, he made some noise there and took care of that no-hitter as he lined the ball to the fence in left center field. And Chapman, for his size, he's not slow. He can move pretty good for a 280-pound kid.
So now it's Pagta digging in. Popped out to second way back in the 3rd inning, and now he's got runners at 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. And a chance for Anoka to get on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now still a tremendous performance by Anderson, but Chapman drilled that one to the gap. First pitch, strike. There's a little pop on that one.
Yeah, he's probably a little ticked off right now.
Right.
And you have Pagta up here, and then you have a couple of new hitters coming into the game, so he has a chance to get out of it still. Not their typical 1-2 hitters.
That one slapped towards short. Kelly charging, throw it on the run, got him. Run scores, and the runner from 2nd moves to 3rd on the play, so Anoka gets on the board on that ground out by Pagta.
Yeah, that was another close play down at first place, but Patty made a nice play from shortstop there and got the out. That's what you want to do this time of the game. You're hunting outs. A run scores, it's not a big deal.
Noah Thielen's going to dig in. Thielen batting for Chell. Has a runner at 3rd and 1 away. Ground out RBI for Pagta. Is 8-1. It's a big swing and a miss for Thielen. Torgerson scored a moment ago. Chapman moved up to 3rd. There's another cut and a miss, 0-2. And the catcher, Belisle, probably doesn't like the guy standing down at 3rd base. Chapman probably doesn't want a bang-bang play at the plate.
I wouldn't think so.
I think he's seen that guy down there, and I want no part of that. No one slapped into the screen.
Yeah, Thielen needs to shorten up his swing right now, maybe open up that stance a little bit so he can stay on that curveball. Just wants to put the ball in play, get it to the outfield someplace so they can get that run in.
0-2 the count, fought the last one off. 1 away, runner at 3rd, 1 in. Swing and a miss, throw behind the runner. Chapman dives back. Thielen retired on the strikeout, now 2 away.
We'll see what McGonigal can do here for Anoka. Trying to cut into that 8-1 score.
There's one to hit him. It looked like Landon Haben, number 34 there, got hit. So now they have runners at the corners after a hit batter. And now digging in, Carter Olson.
Yeah, Olson into right field for Parker Colbert.
So Anoka finally making a little noise. They got that 2-out walk in the 5th. Anderson got picked off, but then they got the leadoff walk, the booming double by Chapman, the RBI ground out from Pocton. Now runners at the corners, and a big swing and a miss there by Carter Olson. 0-1 the count. It's turned out to be a really nice night.
Yeah, it really has. Crowd's enjoying it, no bugs.
That one fouled out of play.
Two strikes to Olson. Once again, just want to put it in play, make Andover make a play, see if you can punch one through someplace. So got to shorten that swing up a little bit.
Big swing and a miss, and that is it. So Anderson gets out of it, but Anoka gets a run. They get a hit. They leave a couple.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3.
You saved me.
Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Now things are starting to clear out. The humidity's dropped a little bit. We got a breeze. McGonigle's still behind the plate. Rodriguez still on the mound. Andover still leading. And we got a pinch hitter for them. Luke Deneke going to dig in.
Wait, he said me, right? You and Keegan. Me and Keegan? Yep.
There's one outside, 1-0.
Deneke, another one of those sophomores that's on this team. Did some pitching for Andover's varsity.
Deneke here. Once again, games come fast and furious now with sections and then ultimately state tournaments. There's a strike, 2-1.
Rodriguez has been pretty sharp since he's been out there for Anoka.
High and tight. Oh, they call it a strike, 2-2. About that. At the letters, inside edge, 2-2. Now it's 3-2.
I think the umpire crew's done a pretty nice job tonight. And I'm not always one to say that, but I think they're doing a pretty good job.
And that is a walk for Deneke to lead it off for Andover here in the 7th.
Hey, twist it out.
And let's see who digs in here. This is the cleanup spot. Richards down at first base, and Richards is going to bat. Had a double and a run scored in the first, walked in the second, walked in the fourth, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored in the 5th. He's been out there a lot.
Nice block by McGonigle there.
Normally wears number 8, but has 34 on. Here in the ball game, 1-0 pitch. Rodriguez, third pitcher to work for Anoka into the screen near that Andover dugout. And now the outfielders, for the first time, are going to have to deal with sun. That setting sun, particularly center field, is going to have a challenge. Even out at second base is going to have a little bit of a challenge here in the 7th inning.
You know, that radar that we are not able to see, if you look off towards Champlin over there, there's quite a bank of clouds. But it's pretty out here tonight, that's for sure.
And you just felt the humidity tick down a little bit here and there. Really humid for the 4th. Runner goes, that one skips into the dirt. McGonigal doesn't see it, now finally does. And Deneke down at second. And Richards will be looking at a 2-2 count here in inning number 7.
Got to keep throwing strikes. Let his team work for him here.
Fouled to the screen.
Good battle up there by Richards.
Belisle getting ready to hit. Catcher still out there. There's one away outside, now 3-2. As we mentioned, Anoka's got a lot coming up. Gopher Classic. Actually, they take on Centennial at Lionel Lakes tomorrow night, 6:15. There's another walk. And then they start the Gopher Classic on the 8th.
Yeah, that's a lot of games going on this week.
And a lot of good teams come in from all around the area.
Yeah, that's a great
South Dakota,
tournament.
North Dakota. I mean, it really is. A lot of good players in for that. Great Legion tradition in South Dakota, and particularly North Dakota. A lot of good teams over the years. You know, Rapid City has had good teams. Fargo, a ton of great teams over the years have come out of the Dakotas in Legion Ball. And they certainly love to come to the cities as well and play in that tournament.
Yeah, those teams do well in the Legion World Series, those Dakota teams.
Yeah, I had a nephew that played for Rapid City Post, and they've had a really great tradition out there, and I know they got a huge kick out of making the 10-hour drive to the cities to be able to play teams up here and see the sights, and if the Twins are in town, go to a ball game. 2-0 pitch, fouled to the screen, 2-1. So a couple of walks, Andover in business again here in the 7th, leading at 8-1. And
Belisle with a couple of RBIs already tonight, looking to add to that total.
2 RBI double coming in the 1st of the ball game. And there's a strike now, 2-2. Walked in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 5th, and had a fly ball to center in the 4th. So he's been on base a ton. The middle of that Andover order has certainly done its share of damage here tonight. They throw behind the runner at second. Almost got him. Ducking in is Deneke.
Pakta putting a quick tag on. Deneke was back in just ahead of the throw.
There's another throw out there, and getting back in there is Deneke. Deneke at first, or at second. Richards down at first. And the count 2-2.
Good quick move. Quick feet there by Rodriguez.
Another throw out there, and he gets back.
All three of them were really, really close, too.
They were.
I don't know if it shortened Deneke up or not.
2-2, way outside. Good stop by McGonigal. Said to slide to his right a lot.
Nobody out here in the 7th. Anoka doesn't want to give up any more.
Another throw out there. That one goes into center field. But Thielen was backing up the play. The runner wasn't able to advance. So a long at bat for Belisle. Deneke walk, followed by Richards, and now Belisle in the 3-2 count. Rodriguez checking the runner. They move. That one hit out of play.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that much effort into the guy at second base. You just want to get out. It's 3-2 count. You want to focus on getting this batter. I doubt he's going any place with an 8-1 lead. Guess you never know.
Swing and a miss. Rodriguez comes back, strikes him out. Out number 1. And that is his second strikeout, 6 for Anoka pitching.
I would have to guess that Coach Garlick's pretty happy with the way that Rodriguez has been pitching so far here tonight. Sure he'd like a couple more outs from him.
Here's Jake Deichel. A couple of walks, hit by a pitch, reached on an error. He's been on base a ton. Doesn't have a hit in the book tonight, but he has been on the base pass. It's at ball 1. There's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, you have an 8-1 game, and that strike zone might get a little bit bigger here.
This one a hit in the air to center field. Thielen going back, has it, and the runners will stay put as he quickly relays it into the infield, 2 away.
Hey, nice job there by Noah Thielen. He's a catcher by trade, but made a nice little drop step there and went back and hauled that one in for the second out.
Dylan Kirshner 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a strikeout in the ball game tonight. Throw behind the runner again. They're really working to keep Deneke close. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Rodriguez been getting ahead here. Most of the hitters had a battle with Deneke and ended up walking him.
0-1. Another swing and a miss. They'll throw down to second. And he gets back. Oh, they are really paying a ton of attention to him. Now 0-2. To Dylan Kirshner. And that's called strike 3. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Rodriguez. Andover gets 2 on, they strand 2. And we have played 6.5, and Andover leads at Anoka 8-1. It's Legion ball. Steve Thompson, Pete Hayes. Now we've got more Legion ball coming up tomorrow night. Andover over at Champlin. We'll check out their ballpark across the river. And I did a ball game there earlier, and you can tell they got some ideas from Castle Field when they built their grandstand. They got a roof, they got a press box, very nice setup over in Champlin. We talked about it, and you know, I've talked to a number of people from Andover, and it's one of those things where you got to think, hey, Champlin's got it, Anoka's got it.
Right.
Let's get something going up here.
Yeah, I can't imagine the people from Andover would not want one themselves, and I'm sure they're just trying to figure out how they're going to do it, and it'll take time. But I'll tell you what, Champlin put that up in the summertime last year, and it is ready to go, and it's really nice. So I don't think it takes that long to.
Yeah, and I think they've done it in steps where they put a lot of work into the field. They put lights in over there at Champlin. Then they got the big concrete pad between the dugouts, and then went to work on the grandstand itself. They rebuilt the dugouts, and you know, they've just kind of done it in bits and pieces. And you know, I think, you know, for Andover and the success they've had athletically, you know, you would think that upgrading that facility would have to be on a list somewhere.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And Andover or Champlin I'm actually over there tomorrow night to do that game, so it's right in the neighborhood. So I'm excited to go over there and watch Champlain Park play tomorrow night.
So here we go. Colin Anderson trying to close it out here in the bottom of the 7th.
I think
giving
we might
up a
have
run
changed.
on a hit.
I'm sorry. I think we changed, Steve.
New pitcher.
31.
All right. So he's out after 6. 1 run, 1 hit. And this Schrepfer, who was the DH, now pitching in relief. Anderson trying to close it out. And Anoka's Gon's up there, the DH, big swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think Gons is trying to hit it out of the park right now.
The 1-1. Curveball strike, outside edge, good pitch, 1-2. Hard to get at that one.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got to be willing to go the other way if you're going to hit that ball.
1-2. Little nubber. Charging, throwing. Good play.
Got that one off the end of the bat. Nice play over at third base, over to Denicky at first for the first out of the 7th inning here.
I think that's Deichel who came in from left field and made the play. So Gon's retired 5-3, 1 away, nobody aboard, bottom of the 7th. Now it's Deutschman. Deutschman 0 for 2 here tonight. Started at short, moved over to third. And the pitch there from Schrepfer. I 1-1.
Deutschman's had a couple of decent at-bats for Anoka. He has nothing to show for it, but he's made some pretty good contact.
That one gets away from Schrepfer. Now 2-1.
Yeah, it sure has been comfortable out here tonight.
Yeah, it's just great. Steamy to start and now very comfortable. Front certainly moved through. 3-1 pitch inside. Deutschman on board. Another walk, third walk given up by Andover pitching. First by Schrepfer. 2 walks by Anderson. Pitch to Jim here tonight.
This is Logan Jungling, who came into the game for Anderson in left field. Jungling, a junior, part of that Anoka wrestling team that did so well this year.
And slap foul. Oh, 1-1, 1 away. Anoka down to their final 2 outs here in the 7th.
Tell you how old I am, Steve. I used to coach his dad. I don't even know what year that was. Don't even want to know.
That one hit off the hands toward third, on to second for 1, on to first, not in time. They get the lead runner. Runner at first, now 2 away.
Anoka down to their last out.
Lead runner retired 5-4. Jungling reaches on the fielder's choice. Now it's Torgerson. Started at third, moved over to short. Walked and scored the lone Anoka run here tonight. They're down 8-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Schrepfer steps off. Toward third, knocked down, but he couldn't do anything with it. Deichel over there knocked it down. Everybody's safe. That'll be an infield hit for Torgerson.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd probably give him an infield hit on that one. It would have been a tough play even if he came up with it.
And now Grant Chapman's going to dig in. And we got a meeting on the mound. Belial out there to visit with Schrepfer. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Chapman with a double his last time up to break up the no-hitter for Andover's Anderson. See what he can do here.
Yeah, he grounded out in the 3rd, and then that booming double to the gap and left center field in the 6th. Really turned on one and got it out to the warning track. Trepfer's pitch, curveball. Inside, ball 1.
Big curveball there, too. Looks like that center fielder's moved over to the left center field gap where he hit it last time.
Two and 0.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to be the last out. So Grant Chapman in there to dig it in, see if he can come up with another hit.
There's a strike, 2 and 1.
You know, as a coach of Andover, you just want your kid to throw strikes. No walks, make him hit the ball, and you'll be in good shape.
Did give up the 1-out walk and a hit. Now the 2-1. There's a swing, and Anoka down to their final strike here tonight. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. Andover leading at 8-1. Called strike 3 to end the ball game. Chapman didn't like it. And Andover wins this one 8-1 tonight here at Castle Field. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Anoka. 1 run, 2 hits, and 6 big errors. Too many walks, too many errors tonight for Anoka.
Yeah, I got behind earlier. They were down 5-0 after the first 2 innings, and that's tough to come back after that against a quality pitcher. Nice job by Andover pitching, played some good defense, some timely hitting. They deserve this win tonight.
And Colin Anderson pitches a gem. He'll get the win, goes 6. Just a run on a hit. He struck out 7 in 6 innings of work tonight. Great job by our QCTV crew, led by Ryan Munch. Always good to work with you, Pete Hayes. Have fun tomorrow night with Joe Rulin over in Champlin. It'll be Andover at Champlin tomorrow night here on QCTV. I'm Steve Thompson. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.